Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your girl, Ms. Mai. Just coming to you guys. Want to share with you guys about my fertility journey. I should have vlogged my first time. Sorry about that. That's my alarm. But my very first time I went through my full fertility journey was starting in December. So it resulted in a big fat negative. I had IUI, and a trigger shot. But I can start all the way from the beginning if you like. So this all started, back resulting in, like 2016. I had my menstrual cycle was very, very heavy. And I went to the doctor and they did a endometrial biopsy. And from my endometrial biopsy, it resulted that I had complex hyperplasia with atypia, which is like a 30% chance that a person could have cancer. So that's just one of my things of my journeys going through, of trying to conceive. I've been married for 3 years now, and so within our very first year, this was, we really didn't try as much, because my husband is in the military, so it was, I guess, kind of hard to try to conceive and him being gone all the time. But I got my results, and that resulted in me having to go to a gynecologist, oncologist, which, I work in a hospital, so sometimes hearing the word oncology is kind of hard to hear because, being young, no one really wants to hear that, so that was what I was facing at the time. So I ended up meeting with my doctor, and he was giving me options of having like a hysterectomy or having the Mirena put in. So I ended up having the Mirena put in, and I had to keep that in for like 6 months. For my 6-month journey from there, my husband was gone, and so I kind of had to battle this myself. It was a lot of mixed emotions going on because all I could think about was, having to eat healthy and doing everything. And then on top of that, just being diagnosed with like Pcos. So I just had a lot of mixed emotions going on in my life. So, and I'm currently still trying, as you can tell. So I decided to want to go on here and just give you a little insight of my life and how my fertility journey is going. But anyway, so I met with the doctor, and he gave me those options. And after he gave me those options, of course I went with the Mirena because I did not want to have like a full hysterectomy or anything because I still want kids. So I did the Mirena, kept that in for 6 months. After the 6 months, I end up having like a DNC done. And had the Mirena removed. And from there, everything came back clear. Thank God there was no cancer. There was nothing there. So then I went back to my normal gynecologist who initially did the endometrial biopsy. She gave me a referral to Walter Reed, which is, a military hospital. So into the fertility, the REI clinic, which is where I currently go now. The REI clinic, I met with them. actually January of 2018. So it's been about a year's journey so far for me. Um, so I went with them, um, met with a lot of the doctors. They get your weight, they did your blood work, they did my progesterone level. My progesterone level was 0.03. It was like lower than normal, which I've never really had to experience any of that before. But I mean, because I really never knew what it was. So I don't know if this was a result in what was going on with me, or if it was just a part of the hyperplasia. I had no idea. So I met with them and I told them my whole journey, and I told them about everything that was going on with me. And of course, they always tell you, you have to lose weight, you have to lose weight. So I got on that journey, and I told my husband about everything. He was with me, but it all played a big part in in him too, because he has to do his part. Of course, being the male factor, he has to do a lot. So he had to do a lot of like blood work, semen analysis, and he had to do things also. So that gave us a lot of gave us a lot of motivation, basically, for us to kind of just keep moving. And once we got those results back, well, actually, at the time, my husband went to go and do a semen analysis, and he was down by one of the naval bases, and they didn't have like a spot for him. So he went to like this off-brand clinic, and all the military, they did not like appreciate him going to like another place other than like the military hospital, because that's not like where they sent him to. And they really wanted him to go to like a military a base, because it's easier for them to read the results. So when they read the results, they were like, oh yeah, well, this looks low, this is this, that, and the other. But we end up just doing it again, and everything came back fine. And so other than that, we continued the journey. So from like January, I had to get a HSG, which was the blue dye like in my fallopian tubes, and God, let me tell you how that hurt. Oh, so, but it resulted that my right one was blocked. So from there I had to get a saline sonogram, which that didn't hurt that much. Basically they go lay you back and like kind of open you up like normal, and they put like a catheter in there, and they put dye in you, which that was the HSG. So they said that the right one was blocked, the left one was open, my fallopian tubes, which was good, everything was good. Same thing when I did the saline sonogram. It was the right one. They saw bubbles on the right one, so from it looked like it was blocked. So that's what they did. Sorry, I have to go to work, so I'm just still trying to get my life together. So it resulted in, it being blocked. So I end up having to get having to have surgery. So like from my surgery, they blocked it. They did everything that they needed to do. And that was in April 17th. I had the surgery. So from there, I was like, oh, okay, my fallopian tubes were wide open. There was no issues, no problems. Everything was all good. So now I'm like, maybe we can just kind of have, normal intercourse. And not have to worry about, you know, other infertility issues. So from my infertility issues, I was just like, okay, can we just have like normal intercourse? Can we just have like normal babies without, sorry, you know, normal babies, and not have all this extra stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, I kind of was like really, had mixed emotions about, you know, a lot of stuff, because, you know, I still wanted to have, you know, a baby and everything. So, it was kind of hard for me to just kind of take in that, you know, what if I can't have kids, or, you know, or something like that, which is, you know, everybody's kind of, a woman, I'll say, their dream is, you know, to have kids and to, you know, have a family and all this stuff. So, and all my mixed emotions were coming from the beginning, from when I had to go see the, you know, have my endometrial biopsy, because I was really like really scared about all of that. I never had to go through any of that before. So to have to go through this, you know, kind of by myself, because my husband was, at the time, he was on deployment. So now, I mean, like, everything is fine now, because he's home. So and he'll go on deployment again pretty soon, next couple months or so. So that is so that's where we're trying to get on the ball now with everything going. So kind of fast forward to last year of December. So I had started going to like this boot camp and working out and stuff like that, and I from the PCOS, I was on metformin, like 500 milligrams, and then they boosted me up more to like 1,000. So then my doctor was like, hey, you know, go up to like 1,500. And it was a lot. Like 1,500 milligrams was a lot, and it was like tearing my stomach up, let me tell you. But you know, I was like, you know, I have to do this for the sake of a child, and you know, this is what I want, this is what I need to do, you know. And the metformin basically was for like for people that are insulin resistant, to kind of balance out your sugar in your body. Balance out the sugar in your body. So, and that's what I was doing, you know. I was trying to make sure that I did everything right, because I ultimately wanted a kid. So this is what I was doing. So I did that, and everything came out good. I started working out, going to a boot camp that we have here, Burn Boot Camp. If you guys need a good workout, it's not like a boot camp where everybody's like running in your face or all this stuff. There's other girls there, other sisters there, brothers there. Sorry. Sisters there's brothers there. It's a really big community family. So if you're battling weight or depression, or you know, anything like that, I highly recommend finding a boot camp in your area that you can go to. It's called Burn Boot Camp. It's a blue logo. So, but anyways, sorry about that. So I started going there and lost some weight, which helped out so much. Once I started going to my Burn Boot Camp and back and forth to appointments, I was back and forth to appointments, like almost every week. And let me tell you, the hospital was like 2 hours away. But this is what I said that I was going to do for, you know, for my kid. And this is what I needed to do for a baby. So I started going there. Everything was good, blah, 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 blah. And it was just a long process because you have to do like a lot of blood work, a lot of everything. So I started doing that. I started going to like my local, sorry, I started going to back to my gynecologist and everything, and she was like, well, you know, I don't really want to do too much if you're gonna be under like their treatment plan right now. So that's what I did. So as of right now, like I'm still under like my infertility treatment plan right now. So sorry, fast forward to everything, come to December, and we were like, okay, let's try it, let's do what we gotta do. And so the doctor put me on Femara, so which is letrozole. So for people that have like PCOS, it is so much easier to take that the letrozole. And the letrozole is basically to kind of like help stimulate your ovaries so you can, oh crap, I gotta get ready for work. Stimulate your ovaries so you can ovulate. So, and that was my problem. I really didn't like ovulate that much. So that was my whole issue. And I went back to the hospital. And when I went back to the hospital, that's what to my fertility clinic, sorry. That's what they were telling me to do, was, you know, just take the medication, days 3 through 5 of my cycle. And of course, with people with PCOS, you don't have a normal cycle. So for December, I didn't have one actually. She just told me to pretend like I had one. The last time that I had one was in was November. So, and that was from adgestin I was taking. Sorry, I skipped like so much. The adgestin I was taking, and the adgestin that I was taking was from the hyperplasia, because they wanted my endometrial lining to be a little thinner. And because it was so thick, that's why I was like kind of bleeding so much back in the beginning of my story in 2016. So, and that made a lot of things kind of hard to made things kind of hard, because you have to have like a cycle. And if you don't have a cycle, ladies, I definitely recommend you going to see your gynecologist, because something could be wrong. And in my case, something was wrong. Like it really was wrong, and I needed to make sure that, you know, I had a cycle. And I wasn't having a cycle, so that brought on that problem. So that was halfly my issue, a lot of my issue. So but fast forward, I will be back tomorrow after my boot camp. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place because I have to get ready to go to work. So thank you guys. I will be back in the morning. Ms. My checking off, baby making time, just playing. But basically, this is for ladies who have, you know, infertility issues, and just our journey together. So hope you like and subscribe. Sorry it's so long. Sorry I'm all over the place. But I'll be back tomorrow to discuss my rounds of Femara. I should have blogged the very first time when I did my round. But I just finished my second round of Femara yesterday on the 7th. So I'll give you the experience of my first round tomorrow. So like, subscribe, Miss My checking off, and let's do this journey together. See ya.